always been a martial arts fan ever since I was young. It's first off David Carradine and Kung Fu, and honestly, he knows nothing. But now I know, but then I didn't. And that progressed from that movie up into Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme, and watching Jackie Chan, who personally is funny and is an amazing stuntman, and of course Bruce Lee. And for me, I think I was attracted to that because of that genre, because of the confidence that these people exuded, that they just showed confidence no matter where they were, what situation they were in, as well as the ability for self-discipline. There is such a huge amount of self-discipline that goes into learning a martial art, and that was really something that I strove for, as well as the self-defense. I mean, honestly, who doesn't want to defend themselves or somebody else if they see the need arise? Well, based on my own personal experience, I believe everyone should learn a few simple exercises in martial art weaponry for these specific benefits. But first I'm going to go back. Back in '99, I was in a serious car accident, and I was T-boned at a stop sign while I was stopped, and he was doing 50 miles an hour. It really messed my whole body up. I developed scoliosis, I had whiplash front and back and side to side, and I developed arthritis in my spine. So fast forward to 2005, and I'm living in Oregon, and my chiropractor suggested that I take up martial arts. And I hadn't up to that point. And the reason why is he suggested that the flexibility that you have to do from the stretching that is required before you start exercising really will help my range of motion. It'll help the pain be decreased because my muscles will become stronger, and my flexibility will just be a lot more stable. So I thought, okay, why not? So of course I started out as a white belt. And you don't have to get your black belt in order to do any of these exercises. It's really simple. But the first benefit that I noticed of doing martial arts was really my dexterity, because as I mentioned, after the car accident, I was really stiff. I had so much pain that I was on a lot of anti-inflammatories, but none of them narcotic. I couldn't lift my arm above my shoulder. This was impossible. I couldn't even bend side to side. I couldn't even bend over to tie my shoes. The pain level was off the charts. I had stopped running. And so a few months after getting into martial arts, I started to notice, based on just being a white belt and just doing the simple exercises, that my range of motion started to increase, which was really kind of awesome. That I was able to just swing my arm. I had no problem there. And then, of course, both arms. And then the flexibility. And if anybody knows anything about sports, the more flexible you are, the stronger your muscles get. And that's the reason why they always tell you to stretch before you do football or soccer or go running, or because it helps to strengthen those muscles. The second benefit that I noticed was the dexterity. So as I'm starting to learn just a few simple exercises, and really you don't have to be, of course I'm not very good at it right at the moment, as I started to do this more and more, I noticed that my eye-hand coordination and dexterity were vastly improved. So I was able to do things without even thinking about it. And isn't that a huge benefit when you're playing any kind of hand sport, whether it's pickleball or tennis, or I used to play competitive pool, anything that requires a lot of movement back and forth. So the other plus is of the dexterity, and that both sides of your body become bilateral. So now instead of having a dominant side, as many of us do, now you have both sides are equally flexible, equally dexterous. I just heard my dog pop. That was kind of nice. And you have a little bit more ability to learn some new skills. The third benefit is self-defense. And now all of these are excellent benefits. The self-defense so really comes in handy, and people think, well, I don't put myself in dangerous positions. Well, have you ever gone for a walk or a jog and you meet a dog that wants to attack you? Well, I have. In Oregon, I was running with my best friend, and this little dog jumped the fence from a neighborhood we ran 2 or 3 times a week because it was her neighborhood. And he decided to jump the fence that day and come after us, teeth bared, snarling, hackles raised, and honestly, I was really nervous. Of course, Jen, knowing that I was in martial arts, She comes behind me and says, "You're my ninja cat. You have to protect me." So the only thing I had available was a stick that I could find on the side of the road. So I was able to keep the dog at bay without hurting it, although if I needed to crack it in the ribs or, pop it on the head, not to kill the dog, but just to protect myself so that we could go around or delay it until the owner was actually smart enough to come get her dog from attacking us. The other benefit is, what if you're walking in a dark parking lot, dim lit, and the only thing you have is your belt, right? Because you might be wearing one on your pants. Or maybe your keys that I happen to have dropped on the ground, and you're just walking. You can use this to kind of just protect yourself, to keep that person away if somebody's coming at you, so that you can run the opposite direction. Because martial arts isn't really about picking fights. It's really about self-protection. And so getting away to fight another day, that's the point of it. Or if the only thing you have is your purse or a backpack, and you just practice doing a few simple exercises like this shoulder roll, you can actually just keep some distance from that person who's trying to hurt you and scream and run away. So there's some very specific benefits that come with learning martial art weaponry. As one is the range of motion is vastly decreased. Your arthritis starts to go away. Well, mine did, at least. I don't know about your arthritis, but the range of motion is increased. You're more flexible. So that's the first benefit. The second benefit, again, is dexterity and eye-hand coordination. So both parts of your body, both sides of your body become bilateral. You're able to use them both equally as well. So you're not right-hand dominated, you're not left-hand dominated. And the third reason, of course, being for self-defense. Because if you need to protect yourself or you need to protect somebody else, there you have it.